Meeting to order at 7:02.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item number 3, public comment. Is there anybody here for public comment? Okay. Come up and state your name and address for the record.
Oh, should we bring that over here?
Maureen Sorrentino, president of Seymour Union Cemetery under the Avenue. I saw you people at the last meeting. The reason I was here is because Brian Leclerc was supposed to get in touch with the cemetery's attorney for clarification of something, and they've been playing phone tag as far as I understand, and there was a call that was supposed to be set up for yesterday morning. That did not occur, so I did not know where we stood or if I was on the agenda. I spoke to the secretary who said she didn't see it, but I felt I should come anyway. Since the last time I talked to you, your attorney, the concern was the bylaws, and he clarified that once our attorney dissolves the corporation, the bylaws go away. And so it's just the town considering to take over title and maintenance. And then the only other aspect was a sexton that I recommended, and your attorney had a concern about if something happens to him. And so I don't know if Brian did anything on Bridgeport Burial Vault Company, but I called Dennis McNamara, the president, and he assures me that they've been in business, they have employees, they're an ongoing business, and so that concern could be alleviated. Plus, he is one of the few people that knows the old books, maps, and everything, and could do any burial that came up. My main concern of coming again is I am the only one that does this, and my health circumstances have changed drastically in the last few weeks. I was hospitalized for 4 days with a significant problem, and it's something that's going to be ongoing. So I'm very concerned about doing this as simply as possible, and with the $40,000, the town to be able to take care of the maintenance for at least 10 years, the way we've been doing it. So I would appreciate the board's consideration, and if they had any other concerns, if you could ask me, I could clarify it. Is there anything?
Unfortunately, like I
cannot
told you
comment.
before, it's just a one-way. You can only comment.
I apologize.
But we can reach out to you directly. We'll
Yes.
get your contact information.
Our attorney is just hired to dissolve the corporation legally and disperse the check if the title goes to the town. That's all her job is.
Mhm.
And we are prepared to do so. I have called the annuity company, and they sent me paperwork to be able to do this. And I just don't know, with the change in circumstance, I'd really like a smooth transition. I've been doing this for 20 years, and I would like to be able to put to rest.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there-
I think I speak for all of us, though. I'm sorry to hear that your health has been bad. I just want to say
It
that.
was quite shocking.
Okay. You take care of yourself, and you'll be in our thoughts.
Yes.
Okay,
And,
we'll get back to you.
Someone will
Mhm.
Yes.
contact
Yes.
us.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do you have her contact information directly?
Right. She's
Okay,
representing,
so make sure ask her attorney to let her know everything's in the process. Yeah.
Will there be anything else that our board needs to do about this?
Yeah, probably should approve the final sale as revised. We made some,
Wait, should we add this to the agenda and talk?
I was about to say, where I'm going with this is let's,
Okay.
however you want to do it. It's how we do the transaction itself. There's some complicated bylaws to do now. But there's going to be a much more, it's going to be seamless transition of the town acquiring real estate, that can be proceeds from being held, and then any future barriers that have to be if we don't have further barriers.
Okay.
We won't be bound by all the rules.
Yeah. those all-
All right, Trish, so you can't put your hot dog cart in there.
That wasn't my idea.
But Xander can have, but Xander can have his lemonade stand.
Yes.
Right.
All right, is there any other public comment? Seeing no other public comment, we will move to item number 4, approve minutes from the August 17th regular meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Trish
Seconded.
Benka, second by Pat Lombardi. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries 6-0. Approve the minutes from the August 17th special meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Trish Benka,
Seconded.
second by
I get
Pat
that.
Pat Lombardi. Discussion? What? Oh. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain. I wasn't here for that.
Thank you. 5-0-1. No,
Van Egan's abstention.
Mr. Van Eden's abstention. Okay. Approve the minutes, item number 6, approve the minutes from the July 13th Tax Incentive Subcommittee meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Rob Van Egan, second by Trish Zdenka. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, discussion, sorry.
I have one question.
Okay.
We have had another subcommittee meeting since then, and we actually approved the minutes there. Do I not need to do that at the subcommittee?
The subcommittee of this body,
Mhm. So do we approve it at the subcommittee and then at the Board of Selectmen? I just want clarity. Do both? Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
Sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries 6-0. Approve the minutes from the July 2020 Ordinance Subcommittee meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Pat Lombardi,
Second.
second by Rob Van Egan. All in, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
God bless you.
6-0.
Rather-
Okay. First Select Woman's report. It's a long report, so bear with me because we haven't met in almost a month.
Mm.
I have it. I swear I do. Here it is. Okay. September is such an exciting month. We started the month out with dealing with trash delays and missed trash pickups. It was exciting. After a few phone calls and emails with Oak Ridge, we worked together to get everyone picked up by Sunday. I think there was actually a couple stragglers left on Monday, but all was well and good. The town interviewed candidates for the economic director's position, children's service assistant, and the senior service program. We're going to be discussing those later on today. The Board of Police Commissioners were holding interviews for the chief of police position. As you remember, Paul Sikowski announced that he's retiring from the department December 31st, 2021, and an offer has been made to the incoming chief. We are starting to wrap up the road projects for the year. We had a Boy Scout working on his Eagle Scout badge. The project is the fixing of the train station. 2 weekends ago, they were power washing it with the help of the Seymour Fire Department. So far, they replaced the downspouts and painted the benches. We can't wait to see what the finished project is going to look like. On top of that, the Girl Scout project over at the Veterans Park on Day Street for her Gold Award has started, and we're all looking forward to the meditation walkway. I know I can't wait for it. We've had heavy rains a few weeks ago, which caused some floodings in the area. Thankfully, Public Works and B&B Engineering were able to address our residents' concern with the rerouting of the runoff and the drainage. My office has also received some complaints in regards to water and a broken road issue on Route 721, which is North Street, and Route 67 at the bottom of Gilliard Street. Public Works and Town Hall had called the state DOT to work on those roads, as those are state roads and not town roads. And it's very hard. Seymour has state roads that run through it, and we cannot work on those roads, so we have to wait for the DOT, and it's very frustrating to our residents when they wonder why we're not doing anything, and we have to wait for the DOT. We are seeing trash left at parks over the weekends, water bottles, somebody had a ZD dinner, they left plates, they left whole pans of ZDs there. Just remind people, if they use our parks, to please clean up after themselves. We can't keep running around cleaning up after people. I met with the new superintendent of the Seymour Schools, Dr. Susan Captain. I look forward to working with her and seeing all the good things that she can bring to our school. As you may have heard, Kyle Kelly is leaving Seymour Ambulance. He's taking a job in Naugatuck, and I'm happy to say that Brian Ryan accepted the position to be the Seymour Ambulance new chief. Kyle Kelly will always be a part of Seymour, keeping up on all wearing of his hats and staying on the boards he currently serves on. As we say, once a wildcat, always a wildcat. We received many complaints from residents in regards to speeding on main roads and side roads. As a reminder, the speed limit on a road, unless it is posted, and is not whatever the driver feels like driving, our town ordinance states, and if it's not posted, it is 30 miles an hour. This is not a suggestion or a recommendation. It is 30 miles an hour. The police department will be reviewing streets and patterns, and they will be working with Public Works to ensure speed limit signs are posted. There are people walking, children playing, so please pay attention to your speeds on these roads. While I'm on traffic, I want to put a reminder out there that the red lights on flashing on a bus means you stop, you don't pass. We actually had a car pass a school bus when school started. High school students are at the bus stops as early as 6, and the last kid gets dropped off at 4 p.m. We understand with COVID, people aren't used to seeing kids at the bus stop, but school is in session, and you need to be mindful of that. I attended the 20th anniversary of 9/11 at the Derby Green. It was a Valley Strong and the Valley Cares. It was a very moving tribute to those that perished on that day, but also a reminder that as a country, we gathered together and became united and not to be divided. A new business opened up in town called Pretty Little Witch. There, where Seymour Floors was, across from the Claritas Plaza. I had the opportunity to go in and meet with the owners, and it's very unique and relaxing. Roosters had their family day and grand opening. They've been open for about 1.5 years now, but with COVID, it was not the right time to hold a grand opening. So it was a great day and a lot of activities to do. So if you get a chance, please stop in there. There's a restaurant going into Stone's Throw, where Stone's Throw was. John's Deli is being remodeled and opening as Lucky's Deli when they are done. There's a new spot at the Seabridge Plaza called K. Cheyennes. They specialize in waxing for men and women. Train Station Pizza will be opening once the construction is completed on Main Street and the permits have been signed off by our building director. Healthy Therapy Spa has opened across the street as well from the train stations. And there have been applications filed for housing. Blight and Ridge is asking for an additional 90 units. 7 new homes have applied, as well as several apartments and condos. I also attended the Pumpkin Festival this weekend, and it's great to see everyone enjoying the fresh air and different vendors for both the food and the crafts. And that is all I have on my Select Women's Report. God knows that was long enough. Discussion and take possible actions on events committee request. Item number 9, Alex Danka.
Good evening, Alex Danka, 203 Pearl Street. I'm here to ask 2 quick things. The first thing is very simple. We'd like to add something to our name. I know you guys changed us a year ago to the events committee, but we'd like to add parades back to it. So we would say parades and events, due to the fact that we have a lot of different people donating, and it's getting quite confusing for people. Because some people want to designate their money for certain parades, and certain events. So that's why we like to put the parades back in to our name. So I'm just asking that we change that, or if you give us permission to change it. Secondly, we need some suggestions and help from you guys. We had, as if you knew, last last year, we didn't have a Christmas parade. So we used the money that was given to the committee for the Christmas lights program last year. They had 148 homes, and it was a great success. We want to try something new this year. It wasn't funded because we weren't sure if we were going to be able to do it or not. Since we did not have a Memorial Day parade, we did not use the $3,500 that's sitting in the Memorial Day account. So we would like to ask the board for some suggestions for a way possible. Any ideas of using that unused money for maybe the host scary lawns or the Christmas lights again? So I go back to my board and say that you guys give us some suggestions or ideas of how to handle it.
Could you please just add to that what the plan is for next year?
The plan is, my wife is on the board. Okay, so next year, after talking to Anne Marie and talking to people, we're going to add money to the budget for the events committee for the scary lawns and the Christmas lights. And there was one other thing we were adding money to.
Line items.
Line items.
Okay.
I don't need the facts, baby case. We need to fund these projects. Right now, we don't have money to go forward with it, and with everything going on, it's great to have some fun and see more.
Because events, and I'm just going to add for you, dear.
You do that.
Thank you, dear.
The budget is currently in place, so next year there's going to be a request to the finance department to add some budget items, budget lines to the events committee, or if
Parade.
approved, the parades and events committee,
Would be
so
the-
that people can donate to something specific rather than,
Yeah,
and
the
we
line
would be
items
able
would
to
be the
move money
fireworks,
without coming for a request.
Halloween, the Christmas parade, the Memorial Day parade, and the Christmas lights. And put money aside for the 75th anniversary in 3 years. Because we have 3 budgets left. So, I mean, sorry, 100, and we could have put money aside for that.
We know you've been jazzed up about that for 2 years already.
Yes, we've been hearing it. I can't wait to see your
So
plan on this
this is like a
one.
countdown.
Well, I need money.
You need a budget.
You
It's gonna
need
be
a
him with
budget.
sparklers going down the road and on rollerblades.
Do you hear what they said?
You need a budget.
How was the money allocated, like the 3,500 I see? How much did you guys spend on the lights? Was it mostly in prize money? What was how was the money used in the Christmas lights last year?
1 second. $1,000 in prize money.
Mm-hmm.
We had 140 signs times $10
Mhm.
per sign, and then we had 10 more signs for the prize winners, the bigger ones made up.
Okay.
So it was like half prize and half for the, for the.
So you're talking like $3,000, so somewhere around there, and in the promotional material, and then the prizes.
We have some signs left over. I think there are like 45 signs left over from last year. We had that big snowstorm that happened, and a lot of them got before I had a chance to get to them.
Destroyed.
Yes.
Are the signs?
They're not dated or nothing. They just say,
There was my question. I wanted to-
Yeah. and the Halloween signs won't be dated either. We do this.
Okay. Alrighty.
Well, so you're really asking for a couple of things tonight. You're asking us to do a name change,
You want to make a motion for that one first? and-
Yep.
and the other part is the allocation of the $3,500 from the Memorial Day that wasn't used? Okay.
It's already in our
With-
account.
Okay, so with that being said, and to Tricia's point, and some of the other board members, I think you folks need to, sit down and establish a budget and put it on an Excel spreadsheet, and let's get our numbers together. You're throwing out an awful lot of information to us, but we really don't, other than what you say, and I don't think anybody here doubts, what you're saying, but we need to see something on paper. So I think it'd be a good idea for the committee to put together a budget, and so we have a clear, transparent picture of the activity that's going on for all the different events.
And
So can I just interject, because I'm going to answer for you, if you don't mind, Alex. The using of the $3,500 from the Memorial Day Fund, that's what it cost, we're assuming, because this is the first year that the Scary Lawns is being done. It's going to be run the same way, just Scary Lawns rather than Christmas
Okay.
lights, and that was about $3,500. That's where they're asking for that money there. The budget comes in, which I have been hounding you now for a couple of years, has to do with the upcoming,
request.
Next year.
yes,
And if I could just
for the, go ahead.
interject into that, I really like what you're saying about making it something official and on Excel, because I love these programs. I think these are absolutely amazing. There may come a day when you're too busy to do it, and the idea that it's a committee with structure that you can hand off to somebody else, and they have a history of it. I work in a couple of nonprofits, and I'll tell you, when you're trying to continue an event that the person behind was winging it year by year, and they go well, but there's no ability to have a transition. So having something
Want to transition?
set like that is, I don't want to see these disappear the one year that you're sick or something happens and you're not around. I want to see these continue on. That being said, I'd like to make a motion, at least for item 1, to change the name to Parade and Committee for that.
Second.
Motion by Rob Van Egan, second by Al Bruno. Discussion?
Do we see any reason that shouldn't go? Is that something
No.
that evolved more out of necessity so people
Alex
see
needs
that?
it, it generates revenue.
Yeah.
It's a simple change, I'm all
Yep.
for it.
Good deal.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries 6-0. Okay, on item number 2, the reallocation of unused funds in the amount of $3,500 initially intended for the canceled 2021 Memorial Day Parade to sponsor Scary Lawrence and Christmas Light Program. The committee did this last year with the funds intended for the canceled Christmas parade. Do we, as a board, allow them to use these unused funds for this year's plan?
So I'll make a motion, because we're still going to discuss. It's going to be motion and then discussion.
Motion by,
Motion to reallocate used funds in the amount of $35 initially intended for the canceled Memorial Day to do Scary Lawns and Christmas lights. There we go.
There you go.
Seconded.
Second.
motion by Rob Van Egan, second by Pat Lombardi. Discussion.
Is that $3,500 for both the Scary Lawns and the Christmas light? When you said that last year you spent about $3,000 on just the Christmas lights?
Wait a minute, I don't expect a lot of it to be, I'm expecting around $2,500 to be used, and maybe we put the $1,000 towards the Christmas lights going forward for this year.
Do you still have more? Can you accept? Do you accept? You said clearly you're changing the name so that people will donate to what the right thing. So that budget could go up based on donations. Like if somebody makes $100.
Donations, I'm gonna appoint at the next meeting, probably my wife and another person to take care of the budget going forward.
Smart.
That was a mistake to get on that committee for that reason.
And then you could get them, ask the money for the 75th or 175th and the Halloween and all the other things going forward for next year.
Okay, so that $3,500 is.
It's already in our account.
Well, I was gonna say, but you're comfortable. That's going to be for Scary, and then hopefully you'll get more in time for Christmas lights. Okay, that's what I wanted to
Selectman Bowen?
see.
Yeah, so we've done a few allocations here in the term that I've been on. Is it fair to say that this is kind of still playing catch up with the cancellations that we had at the start of COVID?
Yes.
Okay. So do you predict that we will basically get back to normal as things start to normalize in society?
I believe by next year's budget, you will have an actual line items for all these events going forward, and we won't have to come in front of you and ask for money.
Because what I'm seeing here is you doing your absolute best to make sure that we have events ready to go for the people, and making sure that we have events going on and just doing the paperwork that we need to do to make sure it's above board. That's what I'm getting out of this. Is that
Yeah.
pretty correct? I commend that. I just wanted to get that put down, that, yes, we're still catching up with the budget, but just the fact that we're able to do all these things, and we had an amazing program last year with the Christmas lights that my wife still asks me about, wink, wink, for this year.
I don't want to talk about this year. The amount of people that have already called me, I think we have close to 200.
Right, but I'm saying we did all this stuff last year, basically by the seat of our pants in the middle of a pandemic,
Yeah.
remote. So I think this is an easy call, and we'll do whatever it takes to get these going.
Any other discussion?
I'll make sure that Tricia handles everything.
So,
Sounds like you have your marching orders, Alex. I strongly suggest
Everybody
you
has
follow
their,
them.
everybody has their strengths.
to be clear, you may, depending on what funds are raised, be back for more money for the Christmas lights. Is that correct? I'm asking you.
If that
Sounds
comes up,
good,
we'll-
Alex.
I need a gavel, like respectful, please.
if that comes up, we'll address it then.
I'm thinking
Thank
dunk
you.
tank,
Thank you.
dunk tank fundraiser.
Oh, see, there we go. Perfect.
Put it right by the train station.
In December?
Come see the Boy Scouts thing.
Yeah.
December outside.
$3,500 donation, my wife sits on it.
Santa hat and everything, bud.
We made a motion.
In your grandchild's name.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. We can take a vote now?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries 6-0. You're welcome. Bye-bye, Felicia.
You're released. And clean the house, too.
That's a good one. Discussion and take, item number 10, discussion and take possible action regarding the referral of blight and land use violation penalties to the ordinance subcommittee in your packet. You have article number 7, which is the anti-blight policy. Attorney Leclerc, do you wish to expand on this?
No,
Okay. Rory?
This request came from Jim Baldwin. He asked us to take a look at them.
In that he feels they're outdated, okay.
I say we push this to we push this to the ordinance committee for them to look at. I mean, we did highlight, C, civil penalties. C2, the civil penalties for continuous violation of this article shall be $100 per day following the expiration of a 14-day after notice of violation has been provided to the owners and/or occupants of the property. In addition to the civil penalties, the property owners and occupants shall be responsible for all costs associated with the violation, including but not limited to attorney fees, court costs, and mailing costs. I think that we have an ordinance committee, and this should be pushed to the ordinance committee for them to look at, discuss, tear apart, and then bring back to this committee, this board to look at and review.
Do we need to make a motion to send?
Yes,
to
we do.
ordinance? I'll make that motion. Send it to
Second.
ordinance committee.
Motion by Trish Danka, second by Rob Van Egan. Discussion?
Yes, a question for Rory. What were Mr. Baldwin's concerns?
As I understand it, it has been difficult sometimes to get compliance. If I recall correctly, some of them, Blight, for example, $100 a day. The land use violations can be $100 per violation. And so sometimes it is difficult to get compliance. People just keep the $100 fine and continue not abating whatever reason.
I can guarantee you that the ordinance committee will reach out to Jim Baldwin for his notes on what he's looking for. And I can almost, psychically guarantee that.
Psychically?
Psychically.
That's awesome. All right.
Psychically, psychotically, we'll see.
Depends on the mood.
Exactly.
Any other discussion? Can I have, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries 6-0. On to item number 11. Discussion and take possible action regarding the Seymour Plaza. Seymour Plaza, not to be confused with Tri-Town Plaza. Okay, Attorney Leclerc.
Thank you, Madam First Select Woman. Seymour Plaza, as you may or may not know, is located right adjacent to our parking lot to the north. Got the auto parts store, two issues have come up. There was a recent conveyance of the property and a few title issues were noted. Land title issues. The first was something that most of you will not remember. On June 1st, 1961,
Nope.
Nope.
the Seymour Redevelopment Agency, which is an agency of the town, entered into a redevelopment disposition agreement with a certain corporation, My Road Construction Corporation, for the construction of the plaza. Jump ahead 60 years now, a little over 60 years. Upon satisfactory completion of the shopping center next door, the town is supposed to file a certificate of completion on the land records. Well, that was never done over the past 60 years. It's obviously been completed and in operation for many decades. To clear title, because this isn't a defect on title for any purchaser now or in the future, we would just ask, first of all, that you authorize the first selectman to execute the certificate of completion saying what I just indicated to you and provide it to the new owner of the plaza so they can clear the title to that.
So moved.
Motion by Al Bruno,
Seconded.
second by Chris Bowen, sorry. Discussion?
No. I had a couple questions about how it's gone as far as it has, but those
I think
things,
that over time,
Oversight.
those things can happen.
something happened 60 years ago or 59 years ago when it was completed on the town side. No one may have noticed or realized they had to do that.
Right.
And ownership either never changed, nor do they have a title searcher who noticed this is a defect in
Yeah.
title.
So we're just cleaning up clerical errors from 60 years ago?
Yep.
Basically.
Sweet, let's get it done.
Has to be correct on title for property.
Yeah.
Right.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries 6-0. Thank you, Attorney
Well, there's
Leclerc.
one more
Yeah,
part,
I've-
part B, Chairwoman.
Oh, that's right, Harper.
There is something else that came up when they looked at the building, and that is there is an encroachment, a slight encroachment of the building on Wakefield Street as constructed. Not the entire building, but just a bit of the overhang extends 6 inches over the sidewalk on Wakefield Street. And it's enough to cause a title problem for the building again. And they have asked that we enter into an easement agreement with them for that 6-inch section of a portion of the building along Wakefield Street, giving them an easement over the sidewalk. This is no new construction, this is something that's been there for 60 years since they built this thing. We requested you execute your powers and refer this under 8-24 to Connecticut General Statutes to the Planning Commission before the town, the village body can enter into such easement.
No issue with that, right?
There should be no, we have no issue with this. In fact, it's been there. The only reason this is not adverse possession, frankly,
That's what I was gonna ask.
That's what I was
not
gonna,
adverse possessed against a municipality in Connecticut. That's why.
I'll
Okay.
make the motion.
Motion by Trish,
Seconded.
second by Pat Lombardi. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries 6-0. Okay. Item number 12, discussion and take possible action regarding the hiring of a children's service assistant. Chris Pelosi?
We don't have to do this in executive session?
Apparently not.
Chris Pelosi, Human Resources Director. I'm here tonight to seek board's approval for the collections/children's services assistant position. The position was posted from the middle of June through the beginning of August. It was posted on the Seymour Town website, Connecticut Conference of Municipalities, Indeed, local newspaper, as well as the State of Connecticut Library Consortium website. During that time, we collected 16 applications, 5 of which were interviewed for the position. The panel consisted of myself, our library director, Suzanne Garvey, library board member Paula Chapla, and our assistant to the first selectman, Stephen Perry. As a result of the interviews, the board unanimously agreed that the candidate we put forward tonight was the best qualified and best fit for the position. And so tonight I'm looking for the board's approval to move forward with hiring this candidate.
Can I
Motion?
have a motion? I'm together.
Second?
Motion by Rob Van Egan, second by Al Bruno. Discussion. No discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries 6-0. What?
I'm just gonna do the,
Oh,
Second one.
the way
Next
you
one.
looked at me, I was like, okay. Discussion to take possible action regarding the hiring of a senior service program coordinator. The senior service, go ahead, Chris.
the senior services program coordinator for the community center was posted around the same time as the library position. It was, again, posted on our town website, Connecticut Conference of Municipalities, the Connecticut Recreation and Parks Association, as well as the Connecticut Association of Senior Center Personnel. Again, the interview panel consisted of myself, our Director of Community Services, Mary McNellis, Administrative Assistant to the First Selectwoman, and additionally a member of our Senior Center Board, Senior Services Board, is also on that panel as well. And as a result of the interviews, we interviewed 14 people. We collected 14 applications. We interviewed 4 people for the position, and again, the candidate that we put forward, unanimous decision by the panel to conduct interviews. So, again, seeking approval from the Board of Selectmen to move forward with hiring this candidate.
Thank you. Motion?
Motion to hire senior services program coordinator.
Motion
Second.
by Pat Lombardi, second by Rob Van Egan. Discussion.
So this is a position that we're refilling that we previously had filled. This is not a new position.
Correct.
I can, yeah, let's connect for a couple minutes after the meeting. I can give you any information that you need as far as how the position came to be and who
Well, it's been vacant for a while, right?
it's been vacant for a while.
retirement.
There are some changes.
Okay.
In that it's, swap targeting units, but if you have any additional questions on that, I'd be happy to elaborate on.
Okay, all in favor? Oh, go ahead, Ms. Lombardi.
So there is a job description for this position?
This was formerly the senior services director.
Right.
Part of our supervisor.
Mhm.
We determined.
Same individual that retired?
Same individual that retired. We determined, in collaboration with, our community services director, Mary, and with Anne Marie, that perhaps, the need for a supervisor position, in the supervisor's bargaining unit, maybe wasn't necessary, and that we could do the same, we could basically, create a different position
Thank you.
in the clerical bargaining unit that would better serve the community center's needs as it relates to providing senior services or senior programs, without maybe, having this supervisory position. Once we looked at it and determined that there really wasn't any, supervisory, capacity for the position, it didn't make sense to
Good,
keep it the way it was.
thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries 6-0. Thank you, Mr. Pelosi. Item number 14, executive session personnel, discussion regarding the Economic Development Director. I'd like to invite into the executive session the Board of Selectmen as well as Attorney Leclerc, Rory Burke, Chief of Staff, and Chris Pelosi, Human Resource Manager.
Anybody else needs to wait
I
outside?
need a motion.
Oh,
Oh,
so moved.
so, seconded.
Motion, Rob Van Egan, second by Chris Bowen. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries 6-0. Thank you.